I have one other topic.
Yeah, what's up?
I told Pisco, I said, I don't believe that you should be able to vote in the United States if you cannot name the three branches of government.
Okay.
Is that fascist? Yes or
Fascist?
no?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Why? There's no way he
Okay.
said that was fascist,
No,
right?
I don't think he did. No, he said that in and of itself is not. Yeah, yeah, correct. But I just find it interesting because, first off, and maybe I'm, yeah, because people, they're very, they love democracy. And I love democracy for the outcomes it produces, not in and of itself.
Okay.
And if the environment changes so much so that we need to alter the structure of our democracy, then I'm fine with that. Now, people would very immediately say, alter the structure of our democracy. That's straight out of a Hitler playbook or something like that. It's like, okay, cool, fine. It's like, again, going back to the race and IQ statistics or whatever. It's like, yes, I have no doubt that people who use the same words or phrases I use are bad people who want bad things. But that doesn't change the fact that it's possible and arguably good and necessary to agree with bad people on certain things when they're correct. And
Sure. I mean, I would argue that that's literally built into our system. Like, definitionally, we don't think that democracy is the best idea. That's why it's so limited in so many ways by things like the federal government,
yeah, or like the Supreme Court. Like, do you agree the Supreme Court is I didn't ask Pisco this. Do you agree that the Supreme Court is compromised ever since the immunity ruling?
Compromised? No, but I severely disagree with some of the rationalizations they're using.
But broadly, I would say it is. Here. I believe that reality is set up such that 9 unelected appointed justices, who essentially by complete random chance are appointed in whatever by whatever president happens to be in charge at the time and who happens to die at whatever time. Mm-hmm. Like the idea that 9 people ultimately are, a 5-4 decision can determine the entire fate of a nation. It's like that's primitive. I'd call that a high priesthood, and. Does it work? Yeah, of course. The fact that our society is as good as it is proof that it works so far. But the idea that, we live in a very different information landscape, and there is a lot of stupid people. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I'm for restricting voting rights. Dumb people should not be allowed to vote. People go, this guy's a fucking closeted fascist, and it's like...
I think that there are a lot of hurdles to get over because of the types of people that would be excluded through any kind of testing. But I will say that the only way that I would ever agree, the only way that I would ever agree to any type of testing is the testing needs to basically exclusively revolve around civics questions. In that case, I think I would be kind of okay with it.
Yeah, and you could even do things like you create the test in such a way that both Republicans and Democrats cannot accurately guess who created the test. Right? So you get like
but I would say I think the question should be even more big. Like, you shouldn't be able to tell who created a test that's asking like how many Supreme Court justices.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like if I ask how many Supreme Court, what are the 3 branches of government? Yeah, I'd be fine with that. And that's an example of I don't think voting rights are sacred. I don't think democracy is sacred. I think those are means to an end. And the end is we'll have a positive human flourishing. There's someone emailed me. I'm going to actually try and reach out to him. And maybe I don't know, you might have talked about this before. Maybe you've talked to the guy.
I emailed you on a different name. Maybe. Did it say Charles?
Chuck.
That would have been impressive.
There's a guy who talked to Alex O'Connor. He's a philosopher. And I think he made a book called like Against Democracy.
Okay.
And he basically outlined like, you could very easily envision a world where we treat voting rights as like having a license to practice being a doctor. Like, no one says that you should just be allowed to be a doctor, like just start operating on people. Like, you have to get a license, you have to prove competency. You could imagine a world where we do the same thing with voting. And I think that's fine. But all right, well, good. I'm glad that fascism is slowly becoming normalized. I'm just very happy. This works in my benefit.
Well, it's a Trump America, so.
True, he started it.
Okay. Well, anything else, buddy?
Not really.
Okay. Well, hey, I love you. Stay safe. Be careful. And we will...
Please do not say that you love me.
Why?
It feels like it's gaslighting.
Okay. I care about you. Stay safe. Be careful.
I believe that. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
I do care
Have
about
fun.
you as well, Destiny. I do want the best
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thanks.
I think the best for you really would improve the world. And I mean that in the least, even though my tone does not always convey it, I do mean that in the least ironic way possible.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Have
Godspeed,
fun.
sir. Peace.
Bye.